Hello everyone. It is me, Kelly Ann. Welcome to another video, or welcome if you're new. It is Saturday, April 4th. Is today the 4th? I'm pretty sure today is the 4th. I don't remember whenever my last video was, but it's been a few weeks. This last month has been so hectic. I had 0 weekends where I was home, or if I was at home, I was swamped busy. So yesterday I had a half day, but today is my first real day off in 12 days. So it feels really nice. I'm doing the bare minimum today. No, I want to work on some stuff and also do some stuff around the house. I desperately needed to do yard work this weekend, but it is off and on raining. So it's off and on a little gloomy out. But I have a Corgi Caboodle update, a new start update, which is a Nashville release, which is so fun. And then the rest of my Nashville stuff came week and a half, almost 2 weeks ago at this point. So yeah, I'm just gonna dive in. Let's see. I don't know, we're gonna kind of do this in a weird unhinged kind of a way. So it's gonna be a little mixed matched. So, okay. I did start one of my new patterns. I started, I'm trying to dig it out. We'll do the new start first. I did start Gone Fishing by Ink Circles that came out this year. It's Daniel. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, I did start this one. I really love it. One thing that I think I'm going to do, so it's a square, right? Yes. So one thing that I think I'm going to do, I think this would be really cute finished in a circle, because he's out in the deep scuba diving, he's out of a submarine though, cause he's attached. So I think it'd be really fun if it was framed or finished in a circle. Yeah. Yes. Yes. What? Come here. Come here. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you. I'm busy though. Can you give me just a little bit and then I'll hang out? Please? Yeah, but can you chillax for just a little bit? He's literally been quiet for hours. I've been hanging out with them. I leave the couch to do this. Yeah, I'll be back in there. But I want to do some things today. Okay, get yourself super clingy cats. Anyways, I think it would be really fun to finish it in a circle, you're looking out of a porthole, and this is hey, no, away from the tripod, please. No, away from the tripod, please. Thank you. Really want it to look like you're looking out of a porthole and seeing this. So, okay. The fabric that I'm using is a 32 count Lugana, but is that digitally printed on print, that Mike sent me, I don't know, probably 5 or 6 years ago, maybe, probably in 2020. I think is whenever they were printing on the fabric or started printing on the fabric. So it's from Rogue stitching, and it's like an underwater. I just cut off the other half. It's over here somewhere. Anyways, I just cut off the other half that I had started the Barbara Anna on, and so I've started the little cat. There's his back legs and his tail, so I haven't done a whole lot, but I am going to keep the cat orange, and then I'm going to kind of like play around with the colors, but I also think it's really fun, kind of a more like realistic under the sea vibe, but with kind of like cartoony vibe. I don't know. I think it's going to look super cute. But so what I'm thinking to make it like circular frameable is like taking some of like the seaweed and stuff and like extending it out just a little bit, like just doing a little bit more above and on the sides. Maybe a little bit more below, just so that way I can like cinch in like a cute little circular frame around it. I don't know. I think that would be really, really cute. So got this one started because I was like, oh, on nights that I don't want to sew, I want to work on something, but I want to have like a work piece and a home piece, and I really want to get back into my EPP, so maybe my EPP will become that, and like maybe like quilt binding sometimes can be a lunch break thing, and cross stitch can be a lunch break thing, and machine or EPP sewing can be my evening weekend stuff. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm just kind of really doing what I kind of like feel like doing. But I also have like some sewing plans and goals for the next like month or two that I can talk about as well towards the end. Okay. And just a refresher, the other Nashville item that had already come in, same as the ink circles, was the Primitive Hair Cat Queen of the Needles. I need to figure out how to make the front cat look more like a ginger cat. Because Stella is the queen. I need the queen to be Stella on the front, even though the Siamese is very cute. And then I think I had previously talked about this, but I don't use different size needles. So I think it'd be more fun if one was like needles, a needle minder, and then make one like into a pocket. I think that would be like the more fun. And I was like thinking about that, and it made me think about this class that I took at the beginning of last year with my guild, which was a needle book with vintage linens. And so we took this class and we all got the same napkin. We got a napkin with this design on it. And then the edges all had this really cute like stitching on it. And so we made a needle case. And so I took two leftover cuts of a napkin that had these flowers on it and this tiny little flower on it. And I kind of like crazy square patchworked this together with a bunch of like pink and green 30 replication fabrics. Some of them are mine, some of them were the lady who taught the class. Like she brought so much stuff for us to use, and then we could bring some of our own stuff, so we all kind of like mishmashed with each other. So yeah, so I made like this panel, and then I added on part of my napkin over it to get this little detail. And then I added the edge of, she just had some like cutoffs from vintage linens. And so I had this edge that I used that was from, I don't know what it was from actually. She just was just like an edge piece. And I took the smaller flower and I made like a little pocket. Added a little tag, and then I used more of the same edge at the bottom of the pocket. She gave us these little clips, so I put a needle threader on there, And then I used a yo-yo. She had a bunch of leftover yo-yos, and I thought this one like stood out the most. Had the pink, had the green, but had like that pop of black. And I brought some of this with me. This is a Madame Chantilly ribbon. And so I used that to be my clasp. And then she gave everyone, so she takes cutter quilts and she makes them into like hearts and stars and things like that. So everyone got a heart, and then several of us got stars. So I took my little star, and I had brought, because I was like, oh, I want to put a needle minder in it. So I brought a magnet, and so my magnet is inside of my star. I stitched it down around it. So that's fun. And then I took this mini doily and another yo-yo. And so this is kind of like a pin cushion because it's so padded. And then I had taken another edge of the original napkin that we all got, and I made it a little tube and made a binding clip insert. And then we just took batting. We sewed batting in as our pages for our pins. And so I did 2 pages, which really turns into 4, right? Because it's split down the center. And then I ended up putting my heart in the center because I just thought that's kind of cute. And then she gave us little charms with more of these little guys. And so I just put the little charm dead in the center. And so this was such a fun class. And it was so much fun to play with all the linens and stuff. But yeah, so I want to do something similar with this. But this one, it ends up just being a little bit more compact. But yeah, I kind of want to do something like similar where like these are then like if you make this as it's written, you like stitch this all across and stitch this all across, put some batting in the middle of it, so it kind of like a pillowcase, flip it inside out, and then you're kind of like call it done. But I kind of want to make these add on to fabric. I think it's kind of what I'm like, I don't know. I'm trying to like figure it out. So I do want to get started on this, but I'm trying to like kind of lay it all out like in my brain. But maybe something a little bit more involved like this. I don't know. I'm trying to figure that out. Okay. More of what I got. So, the next one that I got, I have some patterns. So, these are the other 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So there's 7 that I got, and then we'll do a Corgi Caboodle update as well. Okay, so I got Silver Creek samplers. That's what pets are for. I just thought it was really cute. I love her font, and I love how like a lot of her patterns are very simple, but I also think some of them are just absolutely stunning, the way that she does some of like the colors. And again, I love her text. It's very, you can look at it and know that it's hers. Kind of like you can look at a Lizzie Kate and know that's a Lizzie Kate and things like that. So it says, never depend on someone to make you happy. That is what pets are for. Absolutely adorable. And I've had all these 3 kinds of pets, so really love that. Yeah. What's up? Can I have a little bit of time? He's gotten so much attention. So yesterday after our half day, I went out to the fair with 3 of my coworkers. And then whenever we were done, we went and had lunch at Yummy Yummy. Oh, I love Yummy Yummy. And it was actually really good because we all have very different dietary restrictions. And Yummy Yummy is a place that everyone can be like satisfied. So we went there. It was really great. They wanted to come meet the cat, so we came. He got so much attention. He got so much attention from one of my coworkers yesterday. 2 of them, but mostly one. And so today he's just acting like that none of that ever happened. Anyways. Okay, so I got 2 from With Thy Needle and Thread. First one I got was Quaker Snippets number 3. I just really loved this one. And look at all this back stitching. It's so stunning how much detail is in this. And I think this one finished. I think I've like kind of like figured out this is like 7x7, 6x6, I think. And then this one is much larger. Somebody's already started this one. And actually this morning, Brenda reposted it, and it's so pretty. I need to start this. I need to start this ASAP. I need to start all of these ASAP. So I need to pick out the fabric for this one. I love this one so much. This one is With Needle and Thread. And the sentiment on it says, with needle and thread, my heart is at home. Usually it says with needle and thread, my soul is fed or my heart is fed. This one says my heart is at home. I really loved, so it's very symmetrical. There are some differences, but it is mostly symmetrical. The ladies are a little bit different. There's a little bit of a difference next to the base of the plants, but the bobbins, there's thread bobbins that are like the bases of these plants. There's tomatoes everywhere with pins sticking out of them, like little tiny scissors. It's just so pretty. And like the color palette, the mauves with like the light kind of like denim blue. Oh, this is like my color palette. But anyway, so isn't she lovely? Isn't she wonderful? I mean, like, even down to, like, the little cross-stitch border. Okay, so I absolutely love this one. Love it. It calls for Weeks, Gentle Arts, and Classic Colorworks. I don't know. I love using overdyed threads when I think that they're like justified, and that's a me thing. If you have like a big space to fill, then I think the overdyeds look with like, especially if it's like subtle modeling, I think looks absolutely stunning. But I think I'm not the biggest fan of, especially like the off-white colors. Why? But the colors that there's not very much of it on the whole pattern, like, why are we doing overdyes? Like, why? I also will say that I do prefer personally Gentle Arts and Classic Colorworks over Weeks. Weeks is just more like strawy to me. Classic Colorworks and Gentle Arts are a little bit more like plush still and like soft, and I feel like they're easier to work with. Do I still sometimes sew with Weeks? Of course. But I like to sometimes convert things either into DMC or equivalents to some of the other brands that I prefer more. But this needs to start. This is stunning. Okay. I'll do the 2 plum streets and then I'll show you Corgi Caboodle because it'll make sense. But the first plum street is Upon My Heart. Now this one is also like 7x7, which is kind of surprising. It's a big house for like a 7x7 finish on 32 count. But the sentiment says, Jesus set my soul apart and write thy name upon my heart. And I just thought it was so beautiful. All the crown details, like her trying to be a little Bo Peep, the cute little puppy in with the sheep. the big house. I love the border. I love the font. I love the colors. It's like those deep, dusty roses. I love this one because of like the more mauve-y kind of rose color. I don't know. Dusty rose and like mauves are like some of my favorites, with that like old denim colonial style blue. I love it. It's this is my color palette right here. So I loved this one. Again, want to start this one as soon as possible. I love this. Would actually be a great start for tomorrow for Easter. Also, look at these tiny little doves. So cute. Okay. The next one that I got from Plum Street is Freedom Flock. Now, I love the little 3 stackers. I think they're so stinking adorable. So I got the Boney Bunch. I got Corgi Caboodle to make for my uncle and his wife. I feel like I have one other from way back. And I know that there's like 1 or 2 others that I really like. I like all of them, like as a design as a whole, but I only get the ones that I would want to stitch and then like display at some point throughout the year in my house or year round. I really wanted to make a cat one. But I really, really liked Freedom Flock. Like so I always think it as like a dad, a mom, and a baby. And this one especially, like the shield on the dad and like the detail in his wings, and then the little tiny baby is like waving an American flag. It is so stinking cute. Like, look at all of these details in his wings, the shield, and look at this little baby. Did y'all know that that's what they looked like as babies? I actually did know that, but sometimes I'm like, it kind of looks like a baby penguin whenever, like, it's just all gray, and like baby flamingos, they're just little gray fluff balls. And like it takes some time to get like their normal coloring, but it's so stinking cute. And then like all of the grapes and laurels down at the bottom. It's amazing detail. Absolutely love it. Okay, let's do a Corgi Caboodle update. So just to remind you what Corgi Caboodle looks like as a whole. This is Corgi Caboodle. I've made a ton of progress. Pattern wise, like pattern, I'm over 50% of the pattern completed. Stitch amount, the majority of the stitches are at the bottom, so not 50%. Okay, I'm still using the tiniest hoop in the entire world, and I'm filling in some white on the boy corgi's chest. Again, daddy, mommy, baby, that's how I view it. All right, could be wrong, but that's my thought process. Okay, tiniest little scrap, but it's the perfect size. Okay, this is gonna be it's gonna come down to like right here. It's going to be the perfect size scrap. Pretty sure this is not even pretty sure. This is 32 count Lugana. I know that it's Pictures Plus. I'm pretty sure that the colorway is moss, and I'm just gonna keep on saying that until I look back through my bin and I find the other half of the chunk with the tag still on it. I'm pretty sure this is moss, but it's so cute. So she's almost done. I just gotta finish filling her in. But I've been working on it at work, and I'm like, I don't know. The other day, whenever I was working on this, I was like, I don't feel like working on mindless though. Like, I don't even need to look at the pattern. Like, I'm going to get him to that point too. So, I'm trying to put away as many of the threads as possible and make it as mindless. I'm trying to get it to a mindless point, basically. So I'm trying to finish filling in this front of the white. Then I'm going to do his face. This I don't really have to think about, but I think that's the rest of that color. And then I want to finish outlining his body. So that way then it's just fill in. Finish his little legs. And then I can finish the couple of the flowers down at the bottom. And then just have the grass. And then I'll do like the top of the grass to like fill it in. Because then I can just take like the final like 3 or 4 colors and just mindless for a few days, just finish the fill in. So, I'm trying to get it to like that point, which I know means I'm like skipping around a little bit more, but it makes it easier taking it to like work and stuff if I have a little bit of mindless involved. And then also I feel like I get more done if I don't have to look at the pattern. So I'm trying to get it to that point. But anyways, it's so cute. I think they're going to absolutely love it. So, I don't know. We'll see how much I get done in this next week, but my goal was to get it done before all of her treatments are done. And I feel like I feel like this week was a treatment week. So her last one will be in 2 more weeks, I think. But my uncle has been like texting and updating us, and he hasn't sent me an update yet for treatment 3. So I don't know. Maybe it's this upcoming week. I'm a little... After the big project going live, and last weekend I worked 3 days worth of work in my weekend. I'm so exhausted and I'm a little like on all my days. So very thankful that it's April. Very thankful that it's April. And yeah, that can feel like a human again. March was insane. Okay. But yeah, so that's where it's at. Absolutely love it. My nails kind of match it, which is fun. But yeah, I've loved working on this one. And I don't know, honestly, for this tiny of a piece, this hasn't been that bad. It's actually been like allowing me to focus kind of like on a like 40 by 40 range. And I've kind of been liking that. But I do also really love my 8x8. Okay, maybe this is 2x2. How big is this? Holy shnikes, this is This is a 2-inch. I thought this was 4. This is my normal 8-inch compared to my 2.5, apparently 2.5 inch. Okay. But I had to use it. My fabric was not wide enough. Could you imagine? It would not hold tension if I had. It would not have held tension if I had it in that. Okay. All right. All right, the 2 big daddies. Okay. Heartstring samplery. Yeah, I need to pick that up. Heartstring samplery, 300th pattern. Okay. Really loved His Eyes on the Sparrow. Really loved Call the Lilies, or I think that's what it's called. Love them. I think they're absolutely stunning. However, this one, so His Eyes on the Sparrow was her 100th pattern. Call the Lilies was the 200th pattern. This one is her 300th pattern. So it seems like every 100 she's going to do like a behemoth. Okay. This one, though, spoke to me more than the other 2, even though I really, really liked them. And I think between the 100 and the 200, I think His Eyes on the Sparrow I liked more. I'd have to go back and look at them. But this one, I really liked those. But this one, I added to cart. The other ones I've never added to cart. ever. Not even like to like sit on it. This one, added. I love everything about it. It's basically Noah's Ark exploded menagerie, small zoo vibe. I love it. I absolutely love it. It's very symmetrical, except the very center, there's like singular things that distinguish the two sides. But on the two sides, every animal has a partner. And it's really fun. All of their colorings are slightly off. Which I don't know if this is the reason why she did it, or if it was just kind of to be like fun, which it's probably more to be fun. But in the wild, males, well, at least in birds, but males and females have different markings and like a little bit of like varying color variations. And then there's also just like different breeds that they look very similar, but their colors are different. So that's how you distinguish a breed. And in birds, it's the males are like more brightly colored and things like that. And the females are deemed the uglier ones. But all of the colorings are just slightly different. Not crazy, but slightly. And I love it. Okay, so this is all things wise and wonderful. And the sentiment says, all things wise and wonderful, the Lord God made them all. This one is absolutely stunning. But if you look closely, like you can really see it. Like the elephants are different colors. Even these trees are different colors. These roses are different. These are different. The lions are different. The basket of these flowers. The moths are a little bit different. The bee skips, one is darker. The houses are a little bit different. And then the only thing not symmetrical is this very center line of accoutrements. This piece is stunning, but it is also a behemoth. 435 by 363. She stitched it. This is over 2 on 28 count. So mine would be a little bit smaller because I prefer 32. I could do a 36 on this. I've also I'm like, I wonder what this would look like over 1. Because I think everything is whole stitch. No, there's a little bit of back stitching, but it's nothing crazy. Could you imagine doing this over 1? I mean, to be fair, I started and they send over 1, so maybe mildly crazy, but it could also be really pretty. Really pretty. I was hoping that it would have like the size in the, like what the finished size of the 28 count is. But you do get like alphabet and numbers to customize up here. Or, I mean, if you wanted to change the sentiment in the middle, you could, but I loved this. Loved this. I don't have wall space to finish and frame this, but this is like, you find the wall space. You find it. This is so pretty. I love this. Okay. Last one is also a big one. And if I were to stitch this on 32 count, it would be 11 and 3/8 by 22 and a quarter. It's another book, and it's from Teresa Cugat, and it is called Hometown. I love this one. I love this one so much. Also, it tells you in the back that Hometown was a 2-year stitch along in her Patreon. And the motto was stitch on 40 count. I really want to know how they broke it up. like in the 2-year increments, how they broke it up. But it's a stunning pattern, full color. Okay, so let's talk about what buildings are here. There's one that I have no idea what it's supposed to be. I literally just cannot tell. I cannot tell from looking at it. From looking at it, it kind of looks like a cocoa mug, but in the pattern, I cannot understand what it's supposed to be. So I don't know. But okay, we have Willow Antiques. We have a home with just a heart on it. We have a basket shop. I would probably change that. We have a tinsmith. We have a quilt shop, a pizzeria. That's essential. We have a hospital because it has the little hospital logo. We have a gift barn. I probably wouldn't have that say anything. I would just have it be a barn. Then we have a flower shop, whatever this building is, and the Hooker Rug Shop. Yeah, it's called Hooker Rugs. Does it say something above it? It's a lot of backstitch. Like not all, but a lot of the names on the buildings are backstitch. Oh, wool. It says wool hooker rugs. Okay. This is just a row of houses. You have a little church. You have an apple cider mill. You have a pottery barn, a giant willow tree, which is absolutely stunning. You have a school, a honey shop, a flag store. You have a bakery and an ice cream parlor, a bookshop. And this is another gift store. It says gifts, but it has a pineapple on it. Little weirded out by that. But also I'd probably change this to be like market or something like that, because there is no market on here, or like grocer. And then at the very bottom you have a candle shop, a stitch shop, a post office, and then this one just has like numbers. So you also get letters at the very end. So if the town that you live in, if you wanted this to say like your town name, you could change it. My actual hometown would fit down here, but my current town would not. But also I think you could just also like get rid of that, and I think it would also be really cute. And let's see, this one was stitched on 40 count. So this one in the cover is 9 1/8 by 17 3/4. But it's so pretty. I even love majority of the colors, but you could totally change it up, brighten it up a little bit, or change it up. If you have some of these types of like places like in your town, depending on your town, maybe you would like change up the colors like a little bit, maybe make them look a little bit more like the stores in your town. But there's a lot of like deer. There's a lot of deer throughout here, a couple of sheep, and some turkeys. There's a bunch of like random turkeys. So I would also probably like change a few of like the deer and the and there's a random squirrel and some birds. But I would probably change like a random sheep or a random deer into like a dog and a cat, maybe a cow. Like, I don't know why over here it's not like cows. Maybe change the deer a little bit into more of a cow shape. But yeah, I really, really love this one. So I want to start them all. But I truly am very intrigued on how they broke it up. Because yeah, it says it was a 2-year stitch along in her Patreon. So I just wonder, because I'm not a part of Teresa's Patreon, but I may reach out to her and just say, hey, I bought Hometown. I'm just curious how y'all broke it up into the stitch along. Because I mean, it wouldn't be a building a month or something like that. So I just wonder like how they sectioned it. Because I think it would be really fun to like attempt to do that. But anyways, I think that's it. Oh, plans. Okay. So obviously that's the cross stitch plans. Sewing. I have so many sewing projects in the works. This month I am teaching a Hemingway class. In May I'm teaching a Atlas zipper case class. I want to make my own Atlas zipper case before the class. So I need to make myself that. And then I have the cat Christmas quilt that I need to make the bows, which I have. There's 16 bows that are going to be in the border. I have 8 of them completely cut out, and I have the half square triangles made. I have to finish ironing them and trimming them, and then I can put together 8 of the bows, and then I have to do that again with the other color, the other bow colorway, and then I can put all the borders on and get it to the quilter. The pizza quilt is almost done. I need to finish the pizza quilt. What else? I really need to work on my A Place for Everything bag. I mean, it's sections of it are completed and in the works, so I need to work on that. I need to get back to my temperature quilt. I have January, so I need to do February and March. I think, let me look because I actually have it right here. Oops, wrong one. Let me see. By today's date, through March 28th would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, would be 6 rows of the quilt out of 21 through March 28th. So I need to get caught up through the end of March, because then I can at least have almost a third of the quilt done. So wild. Okay. Also, this is going to be like kind of like a continual project for the next little bit, but my friend Nicole and I, we're doing a personal swap, but we're going to take our time with it. We are doing the cottage, what is the actual bag called though? The Cozy Cottage Tote. And this is just one example, but it is this tote that looks like a cottage. But look how interactive some people are making them, okay? Like that door is interactive. The window shades are interactive. So freaking cute. People are putting ruffles around it. People are putting lace. People are making the doors interactive. I mean, like, look, the door opens and the window blinds open and close. It's so stinking cute. I'm trying to find another one to show you. Let's see. Let me look at the hashtag. Yeah. Let me mute it. Ruffles. Ruffles. So cute. Ruffles and a functioning door. Yeah. Anyways, there is currently the Heather Ross sew along happening, or swap happening right now, which I participated the first year. I wasn't able to do it last year, and whenever like signups were going on, I was literally last weekend in the middle of all the work stuff going on. I was like, I can't think about this right now. So I didn't sign up. So Nicole did those. So she's actually, that's the tote that they're making. So she's making a tote for a completely random person. And a random person is making one for her. But her and I are going to make these totes for each other. And we're taking our time with them because we want to make them 3D and like super crazy. And so I'm super excited to get started on it. But it's going to be like a passion project that's going to take a little bit of time. So stay tuned for updates on that. At a certain point, I'm going to have to stop giving updates on it because I don't like, so we're sharing all of our fabric picks and like our ideas with each other up to a certain point. And then we want to keep some of like the 3D and interactive elements of the bags to ourselves. So that way there is still like some like mystery and like fun. But otherwise we're sharing all the details because we want, she's doing this blindly. So, I mean, the goal is always, hopefully you're like making a bag that the person that is going to get it loves it, and that the person that's making for you, you're going to receive it and you're going to love it. But it is still strangers making you things. Her and I have been friends for a really long time. And so we're like literally texting each other being like, do you like this print? Do you like this print with this print? What is the exact color story that you're going for? How interactive do you want? Like, so until we get to like the final, like interactive, final, like 3D details, we are involving each other in the whole process because we want each other to really love it. And so you may be thinking like, why not just make yourself a bag and make like your perfect bag? Because there is something really fun about making something for a friend. And we get to have this like secret 3D element, like we get to have all these like secret extras that we're not going to share with each other, but like we know each other's vibe well enough. I don't know. I think it's going to be really fun. I'm very excited for it. Oh, here was the other half. It fell. So yeah, just a lot going on. So my local shop is doing a sew along. I got the entire center done and I need to work on the first border blocks. I need to get caught up with the sew along. So they haven't started putting theirs together yet. I did mine wrong. Not really, but kind of. They're doing all the blocks first, but they're going from like easiest to most difficult. And so some of the like the order that they're going in, some of them are in the center, some of them are in the middle, some of them are in the outer. And that's just kind of, and then they're going to put it all together. I did the center. So now I need to do the second ring. So, I just want to get caught up, with them a little bit. So that way I still finish around the same time as them. And that one's really fun. I'm trying to use a new fabric every time, but I'm doing all my Ruby Star fabrics. So they all are very cohesive and really fun, but it's also very scrappy. And also because I have way too much Ruby Star fabric. So there's several little projects here and there, bags, quilts, my EPP stuff, which is across the room. So the next time I work on it, I'll definitely show you that. And that is a whole tour in and of itself. Maybe I should just make a Tula Pink Supernova video. If you want a Tula Pink Supernova video, let me know. I'll specifically make a supernova video and kind of give you a rundown on what my supernova is going to look like. And like where I'm at with it, which is it's not as far as I wish I was, but it's further along than I sometimes feel like I've gotten. But I haven't worked on it in a couple of months. I need to get back to working on it. But, if anything, I need to prep it. I need to do a lot of prep work for it. So that way I can just pick it up and go whenever I want. So I really just need to like stencil everything out, cut it, do all the gluing, and then make like packets so that way I can take a packet and go. Anyways, yeah, and then being back in a cross stitch is incredibly fun. So just a lot. And like the 2 classes coming up this month and next month. I really want to make a stuffed animal. There's things. All the creative things. Also have the collage quilt. I want to work on that some more. But that is also going to take time. That is like a passion project, because I'm at the point where I have to like pick all like the perfect fabrics to like make the different furniture pieces and all of the decorations and things like that. So I'm kind of at a point where I'm like, ooh, I kind of have to like be a little bit more meticulous and plan this out. I guess I don't have to be, but I want to be. But yeah, anyways, I found the perfect fabric this last week for like me personally. So I think, or not even I think, my Atlas pouch that I want to make myself is going to be made out of this fabric. So I can't start it yet. It's on its way. And whenever you see this fabric, it's going to make sense. I'm like in love with it. Anyways, I think that's it for this video. Let me know, have you started any of your market buys? Which ones are you working on? Do we have any of the same ones? Do you happen to be a Teresa Patreon? And how did y'all break this down? How was this broken down? But no, I might message her. I might just email and see if she can kind of give me like an idea of the breakdown. If not, I'll figure out one. But anyways, yeah, I'm excited. I'm going to work more on the cat, obviously the corgis, and those are kind of like my 2 priorities at the moment. And then as soon as the corgis are done, even if I'm still working on the snorkeling cat, I don't know, and maybe even before then, I don't know, maybe tomorrow I might start this Plum Street for Easter. That could be fun. It could be a fun start. And then this one is going to also get started very soon. Yep. I love it too much. Okay. That's officially it. I hope that y'all are having a great weekend, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.